There are concerns tonight in Oshawa of retaliation 4.5 years after a high school fight ended in murder. Avery Haynes now with the story of one young man's attempts to stop a repeat of the very violence that put him behind bars.
I'm moving forward with life, and that's all I'm focused on right now.
Junior Amakon may be trying to move on, but across town, this woman can't.
I have so much hatred in me that it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening.
Junior has just this month been released from prison into a halfway house in Oshawa.
I'm scared. I'm just scared.
Rhonda Corby isn't scared of him. She's scared of herself.
He should be afraid. He really should be afraid because I don't know what I'm capable of. My only child. I have a lot of anger.
Her only child, 16-year-old Michael Biggie McDonald, stabbed to death in 2010 by Junior.
I made a bad decision that day, which ultimately, it changed the course of my life.
You killed a young man. Do you wake up in the morning thinking about that and go to bed thinking about that?
Every day for the past 4.5 years. That's not something that I'm gonna ever forget. I can't forget it. It's like, I knew this kid. Granted, we weren't friends. Not for a second am I thinking, I'm so mad at this guy over 2 high school fights that I want to kill him.
I'm tired of it.
Rhonda Corby's pain and rage is heightened by the fact that the parole board denied her request to send Junior to a halfway house anywhere but back in Oshawa.
Take him out of Oshawa. Make him go somewhere else. Why here? I live here. Michael has a lot of friends. They're very upset, and I'm afraid for them. I don't want them to go to jail. But again, put in the situation, are they going to be able to walk away?
Durham police are aware of these tensions.
First of all, we ask for everyone to be calm about the situation. We don't want anyone to actually take that risk of taking it into their own hands and just starting a process that's not going to make things better.
I don't know what exactly was the root of it. Just as the time went on, when I was a new student there, and we never became friends.
Junior's nickname fits him, just 5'4" and 130 pounds at the time of the fight. Biggie's name was equally fitting.
Biggie was 6'5.5", about 350 pounds.
Junior says he'd had a couple of scraps in the hallways with Biggie.
You knew if you got into a fight with Biggie, you were not winning.
Yeah.
March 30th, 2010.
After school, I headed up for the bus stop, and he was there. There's a big crowd. As I'm getting through the crosswalk, everything's just starting to really sink in. Shoot, the crowd's really starting to form a half circle. Something's gonna happen.
Instead of walking away, Junior tried to stop the fight in a different and ultimately deadly way.
I didn't want to get into a fight. I'm thinking that rationally, if he sees me with a knife, he's not gonna approach me.
Junior is wrong.
He kicked me and then he swung a punch.
Junior fights back with his knife.
I thought I missed,
You didn't even realize that that knife had gone into his body?
No. And the whole thing happened in a matter of seconds, maybe a minute tops.
Where'd you stab him?
It was in his heart.
Junior's charged with second-degree murder, but convicted of manslaughter.
I had a lot of time to do a lot of thinking. It did not need to be like that, for starters. Not at all. On every single side. From me especially, from him, from the students that were there.
Junior now lives in a halfway house. He'll be on parole until 2017. He wishes either he or Biggie had backed away that day, and with fears of retaliation percolating in Oshawa, he has this message.
The world's too small to just keep holding on to grudges and whatnot, because what is retaliation? Somebody wants to get at me for the exact thing that I did. Where does that make sense? Then what if someone wants to get at them for that? The cycle just continues.
Amakon says he hopes by speaking out that there will be a larger discussion about walking away from violence. He also says of the 100 or so kids who watched that fight, some were egging on the violence, others were videotaping it, but not even one person did anything to try to stop it. You can reach out to me on Twitter if you have a story idea. I am @CityAvery. And all previous Inside Stories can be found on our website, citynews.ca.